Hello, welcome everybody to Intentionality, a place where we talk about purpose-driven life and also work, which is part of life. When we say intentionality, so if I am running a marathon, that's an intention. But if I want to be an athlete, that is purpose, which is lifelong. If I want to build a mobile application to help farmers, building mobile application is just an intention. Whereas serving farmers to become better, that is intentionality. If I want to just use Scrum as part of one of the products that I'm developing, that is an intention, a goal. Whereas being agile, that is intentionality. So this is a place where we talk about intentionality, which can bring magic to workplace as well as our life. And we have Siddhartha Sengupta, aka Sid, aka Runner by Chance, and he's here to talk about intentionality today. Let's get in. Welcome, Siddhartha.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. Yeah, so just to give you a background, yes, I'm doing this Scrum Master thing now for last 8-9 years, and yeah, I've been a total of IT experience of 14 years now. So the funny part is that why into Agile and all. So in my family, what happens is my father is a doctor, and obviously for his work purpose, he is staying away, and he has to. Not all the hours I'm spending too much of time. But mom, being a housewife, I've spent a lot of time with her, and the thing is, she is quite a lot into housekeeping, and that is what I kind of got into that habit of organizing things. So I used to have things. I have always that every work, whatever I do, there has to be a segregation. There has to be particularly done and this manner and within this timeline, because I have to jump into another task and I have to move. So somehow that time boxing, organizing the work, somehow that just got into that flow. So still I say that may not be, I am not the person who will go to your kitchen, but give me any other room, I'll take care of it. Because that is something that I can organize at any point of time.
Mothers can teach a lot, right?
Yes. So that is somewhere the background is. But now coming back to IT, I joined. Obviously, I was working in the development field, and frankly speaking, I was enjoying the work. But somehow, when I was given a role of that, do a thing, be the team lead. When I say that being the team lead, check you are doing your work. That's fine. Just 2 or 3 people would be working under you or along with you, rather, not the under you thing, but check that how they are working. Are you tracking making everyone work on the same page? Do they understand? Are you understanding the pain areas or not? If they are coming with you with some issues, can you tackle that or not? Somehow when this started, I found that this is something very interesting, and I felt that maybe a bit of background was that I was doing some a bit of teaching thing, but not much into it, but definitely I was there and I thought that I could guide people, and that is where I was started getting that interest. 2014 or 15 about Leanpitch, and I went there to see, because I was told about that. You go there, when you come out, you will be seeing yourself as a different person. You will have a different knowledge about various things, about the various IT practices. And I'll say that even today, I know that today, wherever I have reached and whatever I have been doing as a purpose of giving back to the Agile society, if I say whatever, being a part of it, I am very much thankful to Leanpitch for that.
Thank you for kind words.
No problem. But definitely, but because again, the way that it was taught, the way it was, again, I may not be using the word taught, the way it was, the interaction happened, the way we collaborated. There were a lot of people, not of my age group, there were like a lot of seniors were there. How they kind of collaborated with us, and at that point of time, it was great. And that learning everything, I think when we just gave the assessment, we were told that on the second day you have to give the assessment, and don't worry about the assessment, it should be a fine. Later on, we found out, yes, it was not something we should have thought that it was an assessment. It was just that practical, what we just discussed, it was just an outcome of that. So it was just out as a flow, it went.
Right.
So I feel it was a very good learning platform that I have got, and from there on, it has always been good that I could interact with more people. That gave me kind of the confidence that I can go meet people and also discuss about the learnings. It may not be agile again. It can be about new industry practices. It can be about anything other than the IT also. But giving that confidence to talk about it and talk about many various topics and be present. At least if you are hearing also, you're getting a lot of information. So all those things help me a lot. And today, yeah, that is somewhere is giving me a good confidence that even if I go to a new place, I can break out of my comfort zone and can move forward. So that's what I feel is my journey. It has been almost where it started. So here I am now.
So what I hear from you is, while you can contribute individually, while you might like it, but that sense of accomplishment that you get of helping others,
Yes.
that is something that drew you to become a Scrum Master
Right.
over a period of time, right?
So-
And then that interactions help in learning, not just by, so you don't just teach others, but you don't just guide others, you don't coach others, but you learn in the process.
Exactly.
So it's learning for yourself also.
Yeah, I always feel that it's a two-way process. So definitely what I feel is that it's a very general human tendency. There's a inhibition. There are some inhibitions. There are something that should I break from this barrier and move ahead, do these things or not, certain things or not. So let's talk about it. Let us figure it out. If I have the experience, if I have the expertise, I'll help you out. If not, might be in the course of time, I would have interacted with some people. I can bring them on the table with those discussions. And again, with a lot of interactions that happen over it, this helps a lot to give me that courage, give me that the experience that I can at least bring people and start talking about it.
Right.
Let's see where it goes. May not be it always goes as planned, but let's see where it goes. And I don't think that I am only the one. Again, as you had rightly mentioned, I am only the one who is basically mentoring.
Yeah.
I'm also getting some information which is also helping me to grow in that, which is helping me throughout the process overall.
Right.
That's what I feel.
What a beautiful thought.
Thank you.
When you talk about coaches, like a Scrum Master, for example, who Sid is, we deal with organizations which are systems. When I say systems, there are people, there are processes, there are tools, there are interactions. It's a complex system. There is no better sport than running to learn about system. If at all you need better performance on the course, you not only have to take care of your training, that is putting your body through this sport, but also nutrition, hydration, and whatnot. Sid is a runner, and a Scrum Master and a runner, that's a great combination. If I were to hire someone, I would hire a runner who is a Scrum Master. Sid, how did you get into running?
Right. So again, as I just mentioned, both Scrum Master and that organization thing that came into me. So this is also there's a bit of fun part to it, and also a habit part to it. Why? Because obviously I was an obese child, and from that time on, I was always like that. And my parents always told that yes, you should at least follow some practice. I mean, like maybe to go to the gym or do something, whatever is for your well-being, do it. That's it. So I have my Instagram handle that I've created called the Runner by Chance. The reason I created it, the name is still, I was never into sports. I had nothing to do with running, nothing at all. But I just by chance I became a runner. That's what I feel about myself, and I still feel that. Though I should say that I have there's been a lot of good things that happened over this journey of running and all. But yeah, but I still feel as a runner by chance I am. So going back again, so for me it was a mixed thing, going to the gym, and sometimes if the treadmill was kind of very much occupied by the society uncles and elderly people, then I like, okay, I'm frustrated and I cannot wait in the gym anymore. I need to go out. So, but I'll tell you, I was very casual. I just went to go out. Maybe I'll just see that, okay, 1 hour, I'll just half an hour or 1 hour, I'll just go and maybe a casual jog, run, come back. That's it. So for a long period of time, I did not term myself as a runner. I just thought that it was a part of my fitness regime. And maybe it was around when? It was around just after my college days, I started doing it. And it was just a part of my lifestyle. But definitely what was missing was there was a lack of consistency.
Okay.
How I relate to this is lack of consistency. I was doing it all alone. So today there's a lot of things that we will learn. There's a group of runners, there's a runners group and everything. People are collaborating, discussing about the plans and what not. I think same way this helps is this kind of discussions are very important. Not because you want to compete, but because you want to learn. Healthy competitions are good, I still feel, but that also gives you to keep on yourself like, fine, I need to have a goal that this is something I've done now, what next? So for a long period of time, again going back to the original question, I have done for 6-7 years, I was just doing it, but with breaks. Somewhere, what happened, there was a bit of turn of events, so during the COVID happened. And again, there was a lot of change of paradigm that the work from home happened, and everything I thought came to a standstill for me. I got to know many people have been adopting, changing their lifestyle. My lifestyle went for a toss. I gained my weight from, it was like 75 to 80, it used to range. I went to 92. So everything changed, and I got, like the health issues started coming up. And there was no running for me, frankly speaking, for at least a year. I was not into running, nothing I was doing. I was just logging in hours, and that's it, because they were like, the demand of the work was that you have to work till quite late, and again in the early morning you come up and you start working. So yes, at this point of time there were a lot of, we felt like, as I mentioned that my dad is a doctor, he felt like that there were a few symptoms he was noticing, and he thought that I should do some checkups now. And obviously there were a lot of parameters that had gone for a toss. So the only thing was that medicines obviously was one of the thing, but that was obviously not the choice that I should be doing at this point of time. I had to take medicines, few things, but I definitely had to change the lifestyle. That was important. For me, one thing was good. Again, it's a practice thing. So when you have stopped something, again going back to and starting something, it takes a bit of time. But again, because I had that mentality that no, I can go back and start, I knew that if I can again start this fitness journey, I can get back to shape. I know what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And I thought, no, it's enough now. I don't want to hit the 3-figure mark in my weight, so I should be starting off now. So again, that restart journey happened. But this time the restart journey was superb. Why I say superb was, this was something that I did not do for the last few years that I have been running or been into the fitness regime. I started interacting with a group of runners now. They were pretty casual runners, I would say. They didn't have like, okay, I have to run a marathon in within 3 hours, I have to do it 4 hours, no, nothing. Just go, let's enjoy the run, come back and we'll again run. That's it, as simple as it. Let's keep it simple. But that is where we started keeping it simple, and then what happened is interactions, getting to know a lot about it. This helped me a lot to understand and tweak what my goals should look like now, from now onwards. And I definitely need to basically mention, when I'm talking about this, there was a particular person whom I met in this journey. He's still in Kolkata, so his person is from Bombay. So Mr. Girish Nayak, I would like to mention. So he is one area director of one of the reputed MNCs, and he basically brought a lot of change of how I should think about it.
Right.
And because he is one of the person who not only in managing work, he is also doing a lot of CSR activities, and he's traveling places. He understands the pulse. He shares that how we should be changing our lifestyles. He gave me a lot of directions about it, and still I'm in touch. I feel he's one of my life coaches till date. So, and the good part is we are again meeting in Delhi and then going back to Kolkata in the same flight. So we are still that much connected. We kind of try to keep connect every week. That's how it is. Still, I've moved from Kolkata to Bangalore, so that has not changed. So that is where it started. And then, but obvious, what happens is you start going into one, and then you understand that okay, you are running, but that is not going to work. when you are running, you have to do something called as strength training. So this should not be like, for any kind of learning, it has to be a mix of everything that will make you like an all-rounder. That's what I feel. Again, for running, maybe many people have this, what are you doing? You're just going and running, that's it. You can go out. What is the skill there? And that's not about the skill. It's about whether you have that tenacity to continue that. It's a sport, it will demand a lot of things from your body.
Right.
You should not take that lightly.
Right.
And again, when you are changing your goal, you are thought that, okay, 5 kilometers, I'm comfortable with it. 10 kilometers, I'm comfortable with it. But if you're comfortable, that's fine. But start increasing your distance, you will see why your body will start reacting a different way.
Right.
Until unless you have taken the proper training about it, that how to really go for those longer distances.
Right.
And obviously, being a runner or this, you have to be there's a bit of craziness, a bit of madness has to be there. It was there. So one of the incident I would cite, what also gave me the push that I should be doing the coaching, getting into strength training is also, I'll tell you, 10 kilometers, you practice, you run, you have your body is accustomed to it, it's all good. So one fine day, this was a story back in Pune, that was around 2017 I would talk about. So one of my roommate, again, he was also into running, and he told that, okay, what we are doing is, we are going to Thane next morning, we have to have a run, that's a half marathon. And I will sign up. And then you have to run a 10 kilometer, right? You start doing it wherever you feel like you don't want to give up. Next, so what we did was, late night, around 12 o'clock we started from Pune. We reached Mumbai, and then again Mumbai drive a bit more to Thane. So it took around 3.5 hours, if I am correct. So 3:30 or 4 we reached. 5 o'clock the race is there. We just took a small nap of half an hour, freshened up, we started the run. Again, my body knew about that 10 kilometers should be fine. And Thane, the route it has a bit mix of uphill and downhill. So at that point of time, what happens is, it becomes, if your body knows about it, you read about it, it's okay. If you're not, then it's like, okay, we'll go with the flow. But going with the flow for a few kilometers is fine, or for a certain distance is fine. After that, it is not fine.
Yeah.
And then you understand that what went really wrong with you.
Right.
But I'm happy that I managed. I finished the 21, and that was my first 21. That is how I did.
Right.
And after a week time, I was barely able to stand and sit. That was my body, because it has become so tight. The muscles have become so tight. So that is where I understood that no, you cannot take few things so casually. It's okay. It's okay to have fun, but then at this certain point of view, you should also understand your body and then do few things. And that is where the thinking, that the discussions that happen, that why we need to really go ahead, not only practice, increase your distance for us. No, that's not the only part. Coaching.
Right.
Getting into understand what needs to be done for you, what is good for your body, because when you are consulting with a coach, you understand that and obviously when you are relying on someone, that person obviously has trained a lot of people. They have read a lot about different body types, what it is, which body is accustomed to do what, or wants and can achieve what.
Right.
So all those things happen. So getting those experience, getting those knowledge helps a lot. And yes, when so what happens is, again, as I said, I mean, like, maybe I've been going from places to places. So I like this Mumbai Pune episode, then the Kolkata episode happened, and from Kolkata, it was last year when it was decided that I need to move to Bangalore. And when I had to come to Bangalore, it was basically decided, not decided at that point of time. I thought of that maybe I should go for something of a proper regular training thing. By that time, I already registered for a full marathon, that is for Tata Mumbai Marathon. And I knew that if I'm signing up for something big, I need to be very much thoughtful about it, cannot just do it for fun. So definitely I did a full marathon before that, but again, it was not something I should be happy about, but I just did to get the experience. But this time I wanted fully prepped. So that's why I went ahead, and just to bring a bit of different angle to it, people talk a lot of the social media, what's good, what's bad about it. Just adding that angle may not be relevant, but it's relevant because what we are recording today is on social media also. So that's why. So social media also gives a lot of good things.
Right.
This running group today, which I am with, it's called Runners 360, which is held by one of the two most leading coaches of India, Shreyas and Deepa. And I'm happy to say that they are the coaches. I mean, you should look forward to get yourself trained with. So that's that's the power of social media. Just I got to see, I could connect with their posts, and I thought I should give it a try.
Right.
And I'll tell you, what happened is, I did my first full marathon, not fully prepared. I just did some preparations. I did it in 5 hours, 2 minutes. It was in the there were a lot of factors though. I still say it was month of March in Kolkata, 38, 39 degrees, and I'm running at that point of time. Mumbai still gave me a better weather and gave me a much better timing of 3 hours 45 minutes.
Nice.
So that is what. So it's not about whether I improved. I have to show the results. No, but what I'm proud of or what I feel accomplished is that the decision that I went and took a coaching, that I found that I should at least understand that there are a few things I need to learn.
Right.
So as a person, I feel, many feel it is, you should always feel that there are a lot of things to learn. You should not always feel that, no, I have known everything. Now I am the ultimate person. No, that's not the thing. So that submitting yourself to understand what should be good for me, what should not, and that outcome when I got it, the whole process is something I really love.
Right.
And today I can say that because of that, that's one of the example that I always feed myself, saying that yes, that's a good thing that I've done, and now whatever I'll follow, I'll try to follow with this path, and it will I hope that continues with me.
Right.
So that's what is my running, that how started and how I'm following it.
I can actually draw a lot of parallels there.
Yeah.
One, you said you started running because your health problems.
Yes.
That's how organizations start with agility as well. Our projects are not going well, let's adopt some processes. And then you talked about you ran 10 kilometers, and then friends said, oh, anyway you have run 10 kilometers, let's run after this stop. Similarly, people might say, oh, you have done CSM, you have executed projects, let's use agility.
Correct.
So people might push you without any preparation.
Yes.
And then later you said, after you got into this sport, you started learning about strength training and other things that are needed for you to run better and have the performance. I'm sure same thing happens when you get started as a Scrum Master, because you can't learn much from classrooms. You can maybe develop mindset, but you don't get tools and techniques that are required on the field.
Right.
So you jump into the water, just like you get onto the road running.
Yeah.
Tell us about your Scrum Master journey along these lines. So, how did it get started, and what did you learn in the process, and how did you help organizations adopt it?
Right.
What was the challenge?
Yes. So the what thing was, I would say that when I mentioned that around that period with my organization that I was with, so 2014-15, they started adopting Agile in the projects and that with the clients they were working with. Right. So that was the good thing, that the platform or not the platform, so the point was there where it gave me that, okay, if I can at least go ahead and start talking about it, people will at least listen. Adopting it as a practice and all, that will gradually happen over time. Nothing happens within a snap.
Right.
So that's the thing. So this is always a gradual process associated with it. But the good part is that the organization has understood that yes, we need to shift the paradigm so that few things can happen. And when I say few things happen, definitely the thing was whether we can work and deliver things on a faster basis or not, on a faster rate or not. At that point of time, obviously, if I remember correctly, the social media platforms where today we are using Instagram, WhatsApp, and other media platforms extensively.
Right.
They have started coming up, and those examples we started discussing about those examples. That okay, see if certain organizations that they're coming newly and they can deliver features so fast. We are the organization that we are currently. They are doing it for a long time. They are doing client deliverables. Why can't we adopt such method where we can help customers give, with outputs at a very faster level with a shorter duration of period.
Right.
So at that point of time, definitely this helped that, okay, let's start the conversation at least. And that the good thing was, again, the management, everyone was kind of supportive. Well, let's start. At that point of time, when we talk about obviously Scrum framework, or rather, I would say that what works best for us. Obviously, there were like, let's try Kanban for this project. There was another project, let's have Scrum. What works for us? So this hit and trial happened over the time. At that point of time, we cannot say that let us try starting measuring the productivity at the first go. We started recording it, but we were seeing that a lot of ups and downs. So what I understood from here is that, okay, adopting a practice is fine, but how well all the members of the team or as a group, everybody is reacting to it or acting to it rather, and then making it work. Some are, as I said, that okay, giving a go ahead and let's do it, it's fine. The first signal is okay, but after that, whether you are maintaining it or whether you are holding that principle or not. So that is quite important. So it's like, again, I was because of talking about, you sign up for, you think, okay, I can sign up for the marathon, let's do it.
Right.
1 week, 2 weeks, you may, because they like say 3 to 4 months of training, it says. You show the vigor for a month. After that, you say, why did I sign up for it? Let it be. So the same thing happened. I think whatever the practice we were doing, it was fine. Now this like 2 weeks, I have to do in a Scrum. 2 weeks, I have to show something to customer. I don't have. Why are you forcing me? Let's take it easy. Let's not force. Let's not use the word force. We're not forcing anyone. We are trying something. So let's try. Let's experiment. It will break things, and a lot of that thing happened. Maybe we were not successful, and we were not. Obviously, for there are a lot of reasons adopting the lifestyle, adopting things that didn't work. But gradually, what I understood that people have to be given some time, and different people need different time to break out from their comfort zone.
Right.
So myself at that point of time, yes, I got that role of a Scrum Master, and also I was then. When I was being told that you have to be a change agent also, that's one part of it. And being that, you have to be kind of empathize with your members along with. You should not be like, I cannot be a dictator out there. That if I've told that, you have to follow it. No. Understand what's the pain area, why that particular person is not being able to follow that instruction, or being a bit like, I am okay with the traditional process. What's making him stick to it? Talk about it. So maybe that might mean that we are doing a lot of discussions rather than doing the project talk where I really need to get things on board, because my client is expecting something out of it.
Right.
So at that point of time, again, because Agile says, and as we all know that, let's not go by that, okay, we will have certain meetings, we have to follow this meetings, there are certain ceremonies we have to, obviously there are certain prescribed ceremonies, but that doesn't mean that you cannot have certain discussions of the book, of the topic, because if any discussions, anything that you are doing to help team, to help each one of us, that is, I think Agile always says that whatever, let there be a flexibility, let that fluidity be there, that we can talk about things, whatever is required to bring on the table and get things done. So for me, I think it gave me a very good confidence that I can at least bring in a lot of people, talk about multiple things, bring that on the table, and then see what are the challenges. And I have seen, over the period of time, it's not only maybe there's a general mentality that, okay, maybe you can just go, if it's your junior or someone, you can just go and tell something, he or she will understand that because you are the kind of the senior person as part of your organization. No, that should not be your thought process also. You should just treat him as a colleague, a friend who is trying to understand few things from you, understand and get it done. In that process, again, myself being a Scrum Master, I am also a human being. So I am not telling that I am above everything. Maybe there are certain things in the initial stage I also felt that no, I am getting frustrated. I am not understanding why this person is not. But that is where, if you have to be successful, if you have to adopt this lifestyle and you have to follow this path, the mantra is that keep doing it, and finally you will find that what should be right for you. And I started doing it and kept doing it. initial years were struggle, definitely. Today also there are different struggle is there, but this particular breaking the mold, getting the team on board is much more easier. So that's what I felt. And the second thing that I bring, and again maybe I bring a parallel to the running thing, was the silo thing. So when I did my running all alone, it was always that whenever I am thinking I'm doing this certain goal, I'm just putting it for myself, doing it on my own. That's it. Team, if that person, he thinks that I can just give me the assigned task, I'll just do it and log off. That's it. I'm not going to coordinate and say what I have done for the day. Will that really work for an agile team? Definitely. For me, it's very important. For the entire team, it is very important that everybody knows where we are with it. So, team member A and team member B should know each one's progress and where they need to the hand holding would be required. Today, I'll still say, because I've been adopting Agile, doing this Scrum Master, there's a common notion when the Scrum call happens. This happens is, they still think that I have to go and report to the Scrum Master. That's not the case. I am not conducting the Scrum call for that. I have a different agenda, and the Scrum call was always for a different reason. That was a placeholder to bring everyone together, quickly discuss where you are, and if anyone feels that okay, no, I am not in par with it, with the timelines or with other things that should have been together, we should understand. Maybe I can do the hand holding at the first time because obviously I am facilitating, but that doesn't mean that you have to come and report to me. So I still feel that there's a few fine lines that people still feel and they don't understand. But gradually over time that is happening. Obviously there is a change that's happening. But I can see the change happening, but it will definitely take a bit of more time. That's what I feel. So it's good to go ahead, talk to people who coach, mentor, guide, whatever is required, understand also and learn in that process.
That's what common theme that I get from what you're saying is it's important to have conversations.
Exactly.
The information needs to come out.
Correct.
Just start talking about whatever it is. Even when you talked about running, there was a trigger that was needed, which was talking to the doctor, and then the information that came out of that provided a trigger for you to start running.
Correct.
Similarly, when you were saying there is a lot of social media, and then information comes from there on how other organization is working, how are they successful.
Right.
That information triggered, okay, we should also compete. We are in the market, so we need to compete. So there is some trigger needed. That trigger could be bringing the information to the forefront, so that people are aware of what are the problems.
Correct.
And then second, you talked about consistency. Even in running, if at all you want to perform, consistency is required. And then even with your team, you said, let's get started. Let's continuously do. It's okay if you fail, but we'll learn in the process.
Correct.
And then you talked about reflecting back and then learning from that, moving ahead.
Yes.
There is no one way.
No.
Even if you're a runner, you cannot really just take one marathon program and then just follow it. Your body type is different, my body type is different, so we might have to fine tune that program.
Correct.
Similarly, you said, if you're a team, teams are made up of different people. So the culture is different, their purpose is different. So do what matters to you. Do what works for you. That's what we talked about.
Just to add one thing, because we were just talking about the word compete came,
right.
And I talked about that healthy competition also. So one thing is for sure that this other thing that we do, that's the agile maturity assessment. So normally when the word assessment comes, people will think, okay, there's maybe it's an examination, maybe something we have to do again as a practice, and we are getting marked or around some parameters. Maybe we will be shown somewhere down or something like that. So that's a genuine mentality. What I have talked or discussed with team around it is, it definitely gives you an idea where you are with your understanding of, where your understanding is with your agile practices are, with your understanding of how we should work in this agile environment, definitely gives you a clarity. Second thing is that, yes, definitely there will be comparisons that, okay, this particular team has some agile maturity assessment of so and so number, you have a so and so number. But I would say that don't compare the numbers in a manner that I have to that if out of 5 he has achieved 4 and I am achieving 2.5, I have to achieve 4. No, that's not where. But healthy competition, again, as mentioned before, is good. You think that what could be the best for you? Maybe today is 2.5, we will reach 4, 4.5 also. But see what works for you. It may not be the same parameters what they did to do it. There has to be some numbers which we have to follow in our life. Otherwise, there's no goal. I mean, you will just move ahead without anything. I mean, and that I think maybe that is not moving ahead also. That's what I feel. So, doing this kind of competitions, if healthy competition is good, and secondly, assessments are good, but do not use those numbers as that I have to compete and beat that number. Right. That is not for what we are doing it. We are trying to do something which is like gradually moving from that number to something bigger and better. That's it.
Like the phrase in running, right? Run your own race and your own.
Yes, exactly.
Numbers are important.
Correct.
But I cannot compare my number with Mr. Kipchoge. Right? So, but can I compare my number with my own number last month? Yes. Will that help? Yes, it will certainly help. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if I compare my number with somebody else's number, it may not be useful because they are different, I am different.
Right.
But use the numbers to compete with your own self.
Correct.
If at all you want to compare with others, see how they are improving from X to Y. So their work X may not be your X.
True.
But they are doing something to improve from their X to their Y.
Right.
So what can I do? What can I learn from them to improve my X to my Y?
Yes.
That's a very noble thought.
Yeah.
A very profound thought. So we say, every race you may not be able to win. Every race does not go as per your plan.
Correct.
Same is the case with every release does not go with you as per the plan. So when race goes back, how do you deal with it?
Yeah. So frankly speaking, for me, I take because again, I'll go back to the coaching part of it. How you are trained, that's what matters. So when we are again going for the race, we are told that see, if you are well prepared, the coaches always have a discussion with us that whether you have trained, whether we have done that constant weekly feedbacks we are getting. The coaches do mention at that point of time that when you are on the race day of this, that yes, you have done what you could have done by now. By this point of time, stop thinking that could have done better preparation. No, just go with the flow because you have done what you could have done. Right. It can be maybe you have practiced not in a very uneven terrain, but the race has an uneven terrain to it. That might be the case. So there are bumpy rides would be there, but anyways, but don't overthink about it. Go with it. You have practiced well. Go with it. Two things happen obviously, that you meet your goal after the race, after that you do not. So this is the clear-cut path that happens. So obviously coming back to your question, if that not worked. Primarily for me as a person, I really do not feel very bad about it. Because of the culture or the thought process that I've imbibed, I think I gave my best, what I could. There were certain things definitely I could have changed at that course of time, which could have helped me. But let's not repent about it. Let me think that what I've learned, what I could do better, and make my next race go better.
Right.
So going back to, if I talk about this in my workplace and all, I will try to ensure that all the prep works, whatever we have planned, obviously if I'm going to release, I have to have an extensive release management plan, which I've talked throughout with all the stakeholders, with my team members, with my stakeholders, everyone. If my plan is foolproof, or with the time dependency, everything, I don't think there is a chance that everything will go bad. Things can go bad, rather, sorry, I should say. So now the thing is, just an example that there has been an unwanted environment issue that came out, and there's a slight delay in execution of one of the jobs, and that created a problem with the other dependent things. So at that point of time, the most important thing that I will tell to team is do not panic. If you start panicking about it, just that again going back to the race thing, you start panicking within the route itself that, oh shit, I think I've missed out on my mark at this point of time. Now what will happen? The whole part of your journey will go for a toss. Don't let it. Do not start panicking. I think you are well equipped. You have the knowledge that because we have discussed about plan, then there has to be a backup thing also that what we need to do. Right. Put that in place, get the thing done, and definitely we will be trying to reach a place where finally we will be done with. Again, we will be talking about that glitch, what happened. That is where we need to retrospect. We have to understand. We will go through it. We'll try to, but the obvious reason is at that point of time, do not start doing two things. One is obviously that I mentioned planning, and second thing, do not start doing it that I think I did right. I think that other person could have done right. That is why this thing went for a slow. We were all together in one team when we discussed as a plan. We thought everyone would be contributing to get that thing done. That is why where we are, and everyone should take the responsibility of it, and that's why. Then when you go for the next phase and all, it will be very easy for you to work and get the things sorted for you. So that is very important. That's what I feel. So that maturity you should be having, that how do you handle that situation. Everything is not in your control, but to handle and to keep yourself in a situation and keep yourself calm and composed and think about that what should be the next plan of action is very important. Same for, again, going back to the running thing. Keep yourself calm and calm. If it's not working for you, see what did went wrong, but don't let that spoil everything for you. So that will ruin the other plan, other goal that you have.
Now you brought up a very great point there. The way I deal with my failure, it depends on the mindset that I have.
Yes.
The culture within which I have brought up, how I look at the failures.
Yes.
If I look at the failures as something that these are hard failures, I cannot really take it, and then you would be suffering. But if you take it as a learn, like I just took a fearless attempt at integrating the learn, that's our failure. I look at fail. Then most probably you would take it further.
Correct.
You learn from it. Failure is a gift, of course, because it gives you information to succeed. When I'm individual, as a runner, I'm individual, so I can develop that mindset. But when you have a team is full of people, different mindset, different.
Yes.
Now, how do you build that culture as a Scrum Master where they need to look at failure as a gift? And another dimension there is when you're running, you're a recreational runner. There is no stake involved other than your emotional investment. But at workplace, there are stakeholders who have invested money. So now you're dealing with your team plus stakeholders. So how do you build that culture where both stakeholders and teams look at failure as a gift so that they can take that to the next level?
Yeah. So again, I might divide it into two things. One is I feel whatever again normal human mentality would be, oh, I could not achieve it. Then this is something that might take me back a bit, and again coming back to where I started from will take some more time. So dealing with that human emotion is a bit tricky. I won't say that's very easy to do it, but to deal with it, as I mentioned, that Agile does not prescribe or say that you should do this kind of discussions and finish it up. Do whatever requires to build that sense of harmony, to build that sense of togetherness within the team. If you are doing that, so again, just to connect, maybe within the friend circle, I mean, when we are talking running also, obviously we are recreation runners as you mentioned, but again, if we make the mood on a lighter note, few things become very, I mean, like what will happen is, many people will say many things, you will take it like, that is what was said, that was for a good intention only. It was not there to do a blame game there or pointing out fingers to me. Right. So the same thing, if I am trying to get that culture back in my working team, that would help me a lot. That let the environment be casual. When I use the word casual, when I'm not saying casual to work. Bring it in that manner that you are so friendly, you are that much that even if you are saying something, maybe in a tone may not be you liking it, but you understand that if I've said something as a learning or something at that point of time in that place, you understand that that person has said something that is good for me. So each team member, I think, even that is a Scrum Master, if someone is telling me, I should understand that if we have been talking about failure, if that has not worked for us, we should understand that has been taught for the benefit of us. So you should, first and foremost, that is very important. Second thing, again, as I mentioned, that do not take this as a, as you mentioned, that this is this failure of, if we have failed to do something, that okay, this is taking us back. No, this is something that was there, which where we had to learn something. Maybe that's why it had. There's a saying always that everything happens for a reason. Uh, maybe yes, maybe no, but definitely if it had happened for a reason, take the positive out. Do not really start feeling low, very low about it. That won't help. Because if you start feeling low, very depressed about it, that will take a lot of time from your time where you could have come back and did do something good for yourself, for the entire team. So try to, that is very important. Again, I see that's a mind shift that should be done. And the no discussion, as I mentioned, you make the place in such a manner that people can talk openly about their issues, problems, what they are facing. Nothing better. That helps. If you keep it to yourself, that won't work, and you will be suffering alone. That is not how it, again, working inside, suffering alone.
Right.
It will create a problem for you and the team.
Right.
That's what I feel.
Makes sense. Yeah. Now, if someone is starting as a Scrum Master today, if you were to give a word of advice, what would that be?
Okay. So, just one thing, that try to be that adaptive and try to start fitting in other shoes and see the pain areas. That is where you should. You should not be bound by, if I have thought of it, this is how it should work, and you should go by it. No, that is not how it should. Do you have that? If you are telling that I aspire to be a Scrum Master, leave aside the terminologies. Let's see, do you really want to go and understand the pain of another person or not? Whatever it is. It might be pain as a happiness, empathy I'm talking about. Do you empathize with that person or not? If you can feel that, if you can do that, that's the stepping stone for me, that is what I feel. Other things will fall in place gradually. Because if you feel for someone, you will want to do something for that person.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Actually, that's a great thought. If I'm a product person, for example, a product manager, if I were to build a product, it's important that I empathize with the customer.
Yes.
If I am a UX designer, it's important that I empathize with the customer who is designing the product. So you're saying the same thing as Scrum Master. So
Yes.
people, at the end of the day, everything is around people. So empathy is more important.
Very important. Very important for Scrum Master. That's what I think.
Pay attention. Empathy. Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If, let's say, the audience wants to know more about SIL, learn more about running and learn more about, let's say, Scrum Mastery, how can they reach out to you?
Definitely at any point of time, because I am quite social on social media. So there's a handle that the runner by chance. You can definitely connect with me. That's there. And obviously for any other professional reasons, I have my LinkedIn profile also, which is the name Siddhartha Sengupta. So definitely you can connect at any point of time. You need any kind of information, I would be more than happy to help. And as I said in my conversations, a lot of conversations is what I love doing it. And these are the few topics that I love talking about a lot. So definitely I'm out there. Please reach out to me at any point of time.
Yeah, we will leave this information in the show notes, so go and take a look at it. Yeah. Thank you, Siddharth. Thanks for coming and sharing lots of information. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.